might actually have to start editing these videos to waste less of my friends' time if they're gonna bother watching these, which they should, because I want them to, of course, because I put the time in for me, for Lou, for them. So, an update since Wednesday. Something I'm going to enjoy, by the way, is seeing my eyes. You know, like the thing when they say about the eye movements, like if you're lying, you go here, and recalling a long memory, you go there, and blah, blah, blah. That's going to be nice and visible for me, for myself. As per usual, before actually recording the video, I tell myself, and I tell myself, I think to myself, like, oh yeah, I'm going to say this and that. Well, that'll be something I can mention in the video. That'll be something I can mention in the video. And then I get here, and what is there? It's not very directed. Again, after watching some Jordan Peterson, I mean, it's a very wrong side. See, it's a very light pattern at the moment because I watched it a bit, and then I went for this family holiday for the whole weekend, basically. It's to celebrate the 70th of somebody, so all the kids and the family hierarchy was invited. Why are you? Stop looking. And so that was fun. That was fun to actually spend some extended time with these extended family, with this whether extended from the norm, if you will. It was really chill above all. I mean, I was part of the sort of people that helped organize it. I didn't know. I was like the builder to the architect. But at least I was a builder. I didn't just sit under the building afterwards having done nothing. I helped build it. But I just serve the architects, really. But I'm fine with that. It's good. It's good. It gives me a function, man. Socially, I prefer it. I just fucking prefer it, man. Otherwise, I'm just lost. Particularly in France, but in England too. Family gatherings, much easier to have a function. It's just how it is. It's just the way it goes. It was funny just seeing like awkward moments in terms of not knowing what to do with myself and seeing others feel the same way. We're a family gathering, but nobody actually knows each other. Nobody, well, not nobody, but really few cross connections. Largely, I smoked bear cigs, bear, because they smoke bear, because the people who I'm closest with, I don't know how to put it. It's really can't really be asked to explain how it unfolded all these 3 days of chill, but it was effectively a surprise party for the 70th, who just came out of hospital. Apparently she needed some serious convincing to even come. She didn't know it'd be a surprise, obviously, but that's the surprise. I mean, enough about that, really. Depends what did I take from it? I mean, I enjoyed lighting fires. That's fun. At the very end, did a little fire for some marshmallows, man. Because, well, I mean, I was a bit more involved in that process, in that when I emptied the barbecue, I emptied it into the fire pit, which gave me the idea of marshmallows. When I mentioned it to some adults, just in passing, they were like, "Oh, you know what, man, blah blah." That started the movement. They went all the way to fucking supermarket for some marshmallows, which they did, and then we did for dessert. Thanks to me, kinda. I mean, if I had a contribution, it was that, and I'm okay with that. Ate loads of food, really good food, the same food over and over again, but I'm okay with it. Like, I have to reassure myself that I'm okay with it. Like, ate a load and drank a load and didn't get too wrecked apart from the first night. Played cards, which was tarot. You had a tarot, I've heard of tarot cards, but not this actual way of playing. Sponsored by Schweppes. Pay me. See, that was fun. That's funny for me. That's humorous. Roland Garros starts today. I'm wearing orange for no reason. I'm not particularly happy with my video performance as so far. Right, I'm just gonna go check my notes because I knew this would happen basically. Jordan Peterson. What? He's fucking lad. Talking about, just try and do the best you can, basically, which I kind of already knew. Like that, like in terms of on the scale of doing good and you're better than you think. Like I know that from afar, right? I know that I'm better than I think, and I know that I could probably achieve anything if I put my mind to it. And I think that leaves the scale really open for trying to find something to do with my life. And like, there are some people who will get further than others. Scratch that. Basically, the revelation to me was sort of okay. Well, I already know this, but I'm gonna output it so that we know this. Like if the task is too easy, you don't care. If the task is too hard, it's gonna hurt. Like both of those, I think he did that as well. Both of those levels, right? Too high, too low levels of challenge. It just sucks. Too easy or way too hard, like astronomically hard or just stupidly easy. There's no point in either of them. Or you'll be frustrated with both of them if you do them forever. So there's a sweet spot somewhere between those two. Somewhere in there is an angle. Fuck. There is a level of difficulty, challenge, and he put it in terms of responsibility, which of course is true. Something that I just don't like. That I'm sure I'm happy to avoid for as long as possible, but not too long. Until I get bored. I mean, I don't know if that works, but I don't know when I'll be ready, really. Anyway, the point is that the idea I've got now, well, what I took from that video again, is just I'm going to augment. Welcome to French. I'm going to gradually increase also my level of responsibility till I find my max, and always in the spirit of doing good in the world, which I guess was always there. I just always knew that one. So that's cool. Earlier today, in the daytime, I took a shower. That sounds weird, right? That's like, oh, so what? What am I trying to say is I don't often shower. I do, daily, in principle. But if I haven't showered in the morning, really decreases the chances that I'm going to be showering at any point in that day. But I just felt so dirty and sticky that like I actually went and took a shower. And the thought of making this video helped me want to be clean for it. Honestly, I mean I don't know how well you know me, but that's an achievement. That's something. If this makes me, oh, do I got any black teeth? Like, I truly don't care normally, but I was just felt so dirty and disgusting that to be seen, like people like don't want to leave the house and be seen like this. This is being seen out of the house, being held accountable or whatever. Oh yeah, I'd love a good burp. There was more to my notes actually. I mean, yeah. I mean the FAP. Totally broke no FAP on Wednesday not directly after, but like on the night of the previous video, which won't be the previous video by the time this comes out, but that one when I was drunk and stuff. I found myself speaking slower. I can't wait to get back on it, man. I feel currently not like my powers have diminished. Doesn't feel good. I'm not really sorting. I'm not really expressing very quickly well. I'm just not. It's not good stuff. I've had a few times since because it's much easier to just not bother keeping the streak really. And that way, there's no streak to break if it's always on one. Yeah, yeah, which is bad. I mean, I don't feel good afterwards, but I don't. So why? You should extend that to other things like food. Damn, there was another. I've started reading a book, non-fiction style, um, basically likening TV to drugs. I mean, I can't remember what the English version is, but it's in French. It's about the effect that TV has on children. I was about to do this. The effect that TV has on children. It was written a long time ago, like before smartphones, way before, like it's in the 70s, 80s. This book, I think. So, but I'm choosing to liken it a bit to smartphones and stuff. I mean, at least games you interact with, but TV is a direct, just one where you just sit and plonk and watch and listen. And something I've noticed is the face we pull when on your phone or TV. And it's a blank one because you're not doing shit, because you're not communicating anything. Particularly smartphone, just like dead face, man, poker face. And something that they mentioned also, again, I'm just going to translate it as what did I take from this, right? Because in principle, I already knew everything. I'm not just going to sit here and explain stuff that I think I already knew. When it's becoming more of a journal. It's not even just, it's like people really occupy themselves with what TV is being watched. Like, oh no, I don't want my kids to see any violence and sex and violence, right? Like, boo. But even just watching TV at all is to be avoided. What to be avoided? Like over consuming TV is just not a good idea at all. It's just not helping them develop what they need to. But then the flip side of that to me, like my little anti-argument to that, is that the world we're going to make, and by we, I mean the children who have been raised like that, the world they're going to create is going to suit how they were raised, right? Or suit the effects of whatever changes because of the whole TV. Some of the stats in there were saying things like 50 hours a week spent watching TV for kids, which is a lot, by the way. I mean, we've got 140 hours, 160, let's say 170 hours in the week. A third of that's like sleeping. Let's say that's 50. It's basically a third, man. 50 is basically a third. And that's a lot of time. Even awake or not. Fuck. The flip side, yeah. So the flip side of that is all the kids raised like this is going to make a world that suits how they were raised. So maybe it's not going to be catastrophic as trying to insert them into the world made by their predecessors who didn't have a TV or anything close to. And so well, either way, we'll see how it goes, man. But I do still worry for the smartphone generation, which I mean I don't know if I include myself as it or not. If I'm not, I narrowly escaped it. I'm not far at all. Just look at these kids these days, man. All of them, all these people. One of my fun examples of this is when people see that I've got like notifications on my phone. I don't know if I currently do, but like whenever they see me check my phone, and they're like, "Oh, aren't you gonna check that?" I'm like, oh, no, I can wait. Like to be fair, I do check it from afar, right? I check it like from here, and you can read by dragging down. You know how you can sort of read the preview? I do that. And then I check if it's worth going into detail whilst around others. Like this is around others that I withhold from doing that, which is why my Snapchats are taken on the toilet, because that's when I check my Snapchat. That was what I was going to say in the video. Here goes 15 minutes. So I finally remembered the thing that made me keep thinking of what I was going to say in the video. Notifications on the phone, man. So like, and this whole weekend of away, it's never really a good time. I'm always around others, never really a good time to check my phone. And whilst I see the notifications arrive, like after a while, I just stopped caring, man. Like, I love you guys, I love my friends, but I mean, I'm not gonna check my notification just for you, man. I don't care. I don't care enough. Even hey, I mean, no, this shouldn't be insulting to anyone. But I'm also sorry, fam. I'm sorry, family, man. Mum and dad sent me some WhatsApps. I'm yet to check them. Um, I don't know exactly when I got them, but the point is, I was with others and I didn't want to check my. I just couldn't be asked. But no, it's not even just about being with others. After a while of just neglecting the notifications, you just keep neglecting them. Just fuck it. Just fuck it. I just can't be asked to see what it was you said or the photo that it was you sent and then think of a reply and then send that. Because then you're going to reply back and then I don't want to be stuck in that. I don't want any of that. There's more than just the replying. The reason I'm making this kind of video is I want to see why I don't reply. I want to get into why I don't reply because I do it a lot and it usually works well in terms of I don't miss anything that I shouldn't, that I wouldn't have missed. You know what I mean? It works fine. I don't miss what I shouldn't miss. I just don't. I don't want to be. It's not a direct insult. It's no one in particular that I'm trying to avoid. It's just fuck it. Just all of it. It's nice to not. Once I've resolved myself to not sending anything, not replying with anything, that's a nice feeling. It's even nicer when you don't actually have mobile data, so you can't even worry or see the notifications. Of course, I did have mobile data, enough mobile data to see the. Yeah, I had enough to deal with them as well. I mean, probably didn't really want to use it though, because I just can't be asked. Just can't be asked to just deal with all of it. Just And of course, it's never as bad as I think. Like I checked my Facebook messages in like 2 minutes. Like nothing actually significant was said, and it's often less significant than I imagine. Having like I just I don't know when I said it. Like I said, when you check from afar, right, and you read the preview, and then and what happens is your mind I make a hypothesis kind of I imagine you see the first 3 or 4 5 words and you wonder what the rest of the sentence was. You don't know, and often I imagine it to be much worse or significant or like, oh, I'm gonna have to go deal with that later than it was. Like it's often just nah, it was fine. That's a consistent thing in my life. Like it's often better than I thought it would be when it comes to me holding off of a task, holding off of doing a task. Like I could have done it straight away. I should have just gone and did it. I'm gonna endeavour to try and do that. Not a fan of my hair. Pascal the hairdresser, and me for hurrying him up with the auto recall. Not that I mean, hurried him up when I reserved. Whatever. Oh, I saw some pictures of my family. Oh no, wait, no, let's keep this a video just about notifications. So all my Snapchats come from the toilet because I leave them. Especially videos, man. What am I gonna do? Watch a video with others around? Like, I mean, maybe a slight factor here is the unpredictability in the videos I receive, but also just the privacy. I just can't be asked to be watching a video. I mean, even photos are like that's already like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this around others. Don't like it, man. That's it. Like I said, that's why my Snapchats come from the toilet. And that's also often the source of me starting to shirk my notifications is if a Snapchat comes in and it's the picture. Already I'm around others, I don't even want them to see me with my phone. After that, if there's a video, like, fuck it, if I check one, I'm going to have to check them all. And, I mean, I don't really know if people actually follow this and if people actually look at the data about whether I was online or not. Because, I don't know, like, let's say I've got like 5 Facebook messages and I reply to only one of them, and then I fuck off and get back to my life like I was meant to because I don't actually care about the others. Or at least I definitely don't care as much. And you know what? I don't care about the others. It doesn't change anything. Would they even be? I mean, the advent of the whole having seen in a message thing. and just having been online, like one of my friends has messaged before, like, oh, does it show that I've been online? I don't even check. I don't even know how to check, but knowing that others could check adds a whole nother pressure and a whole nother reason to not go and do it. This is how my mind works. I don't know. This is just how I am. I just don't like it, and I'm aware that I don't want to be on my phone all the time. I'd rather not be on it, or especially attached to it. Like you see people, man. It makes me worry. It makes me worry. And another thing about the TV drugs book, like it's a whole respite for the parents. The parents like to stick their kids in front of the TV so they get some peace and quiet, which I get. I get it, man. Fair enough in principle if it doesn't fuck up your kids, which we will find out later. Maybe we won't. If that was made in the 1970s, I mean, then there have definitely been parents from that generation, and the Earth is still moving. So how bad can it be? I mean, don't really have much more to say.